Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Movie Club. It's me, AJ. Got Mike with me as always.
Hello, this is Zizai.
And the movie that we watched this time around was The Killer's Game. Um, Dave Bautista's first real action movie.
Yeah, that can't be right?
I mean, he did those. What was it like, My Spy and
I got a few. I have a few. It looks like he was in. Okay, get us started there then.
I don't know if I would consider the Guardians movies to be like true action
No,
movies.
what about? So here's some old films of his. Why do I remember? Wrong Side of Town.
Oh, is that like when he was
This is 2010.
Okay, so these are the WWE movies.
Think so. Looking at it, I would think so. Oh, looks like a real one. The Man with the Iron Fist. This was a real film.
Yeah, 2012.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, what was his role in it, right? Like, I remember this movie coming out and that RZA is a huge part of it.
Also, I forgot about his old look. Not gonna lie.
Who?
He's just
His old look.
like with the chin strap and
Oh, like his wrestling look?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I would definitely say it's his first leading action movie. Unless like some of these are just straight to. I mean, here's one where he's in a movie with Sly Stallone and 50 Cent, but it looks like that went straight to DVD or Netflix. So I don't know. Somebody will probably say, "Oh, well, he was in da da da," and I'll be like. Also, to me, his first movie role, like that people know him for, is Blade Runner. Or I guess Drax is before that.
But, yeah, it is Drax, but it's Blade Runner. It's his first like non.
Yeah.
I think take it serious role. I think it's fair.
It's probably. Oh well, it's not probably. It is definitely the role where people are like, "Oh, he is not a WWE actor. He's taking this seriously."
Mm-hmm.
And he's when he's done serious stuff, I think it's been halfway decent. It's the, you know, Final Score, Escape Plan, yeah, just some of these where it's like straight to DVD or straight to streaming. And they're definitely not good.
Yeah.
I mean, even Stuber is like, you know, to go from the highest of highs of his career kind of turning around of 2017 alone, he had Guardians 2 and Blade Runner 2049. 2018, he has Infinity War. 2019, he has Stuber. And I guarantee you, people saw Stuber and were like, oh, dear God. Like,
what?
Did he luck into Drax? And now we're seeing his true role of. I mean, because Cena kind of had that career arc where, like, he was in a bunch of shit movies. And then he found his comedic. Excuse me. His comedic style in Trainwreck.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of went back to those shit movies before.
But I think he now understands that, like, sure, he'll cash a paycheck, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think he's someone who at least understands kind of where he's good and bad at stuff. Where The Rock, on the other hand, I don't think.
Oh, I was going to bring that up. Yeah, The Rock is so unaware. I mean, him flipping shit about Black Adam failing and this and that, and it's like, no, dude, you're not a good actor. Nobody gives a shit about the DC EU other than Superman and Batman. And you're just way too hard. It's just not what you need to be doing. Meanwhile, I got Dave Bautista who's doing a voice in a Miyazaki film. Right? And is one of the starring actors in two of the biggest movies of the past 10 years, 5 years in the Dune movies.
Yeah, that's actually
like, and if you want to go back to 10 years, 2049 and all of the, I think Guardians 1 falls into that too. Yeah, 2014. So, I mean, this guy has, for 10 years, either dominated the box office in a Marvel movie or been part of a critically acclaimed project. Right? 2049, Dune 2, even guest starring on What We Do in the Shadows. Obviously, the My Spy stuff is not great, but it was kind of fun, from what I remember.
Yeah, I remember it being relatively good. I remember it being not greatly received, but like it wasn't like horrendous.
I mean, and then he's in Glass Onion, Knock at the Cabin, right? Like he's clearly exploring what he can do as an actor. And I feel like Killer's Game is just a logical next step for him, right? He hadn't done one of these movies on a big scale before. Mm-hmm. At least one that had a theatrical release.
So with that in mind, what was your initial reaction? Kind of walking out.
So I'll say this: I think my theater had a sound mixing issue because it was very quiet, and like the audio range was like it went through a compressor, and it was clearly something that happened early on, because there was a trailer and then it very clearly switched. The next trailer was kind of quieter and a little more muddy than the one before it, and I thought, okay, maybe that's just the trailer, but then it like continued on through the movie. So sound wise, I can't hold that against him because it's not the movie's fault that it did that. But I would say it was fun. Right? Like it had its moments of fun. Them trying to pitch it as a John Wick style film.
That was a bad idea. That was objective.
Yeah, I forget what outlet was the one that they used for that. This isn't it. Right? Like it's a love story. It's not a just straight up killer. Which I gotta say, if you were a hitman and Sofia Boutella showed up in your life, dude, I'm retiring as well. Like, but yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but my probably favorite part of this movie was when they had the Scottish guys, and it was subtitled.
It reminded me of the humor of you get something like God, I had just had my head up of like, why am I drawing the blank on the Norman Reedus Boston movie?
Um, not Reservoir Dogs.
I'm Boondock Saints. Boondock Saints is what
Yeah.
I was thinking of. It reminds me of that comedy style, like that very specific, like we're just gonna exaggerate out the accents, like make it kind of this like a
Yeah,
little
that
more.
part was
And I
fun.
appreciate that.
I would say this movie reminded me more of Scott Pilgrim.
Okay.
You know, with the whole, oh, we're going to introduce the, the baddies kind of one at a time, and it's his struggle through those baddies. You know he's going to come out on the other end, but it's how does he do that? And I'll give him credit because he didn't do it, and the other WWE guys are guilty of this. He did not do his WWE moves in this.
Which I'm a little surprised by. It. I don't like.
He had somebody up like he was going to do a Batista bomb. It was the non-Drew Galloway Scottish guy. He had him up and he was ready to go, and then he gets, kicked or whatever. So he doesn't end up doing it. But it's like, fucking every time a WWE guy is in a movie, it's, well, if Rock's in it, somebody's going to get hit with the rock bottom. If Cena's in it, I haven't seen Peacemaker, so I can't say one way or the other. But I could have sworn in Suicide Squad he either five knuckle shuffled or AA'd someone.
I think the first one. I thought in like the first Guardians he did that.
But it's just one of those where it's like, I get that these guys are known for fight acting. Why do directors and choreographers go like, oh, well, you used to be in the WWE. We should use your moves.
See, but
it's like,
to me, though, that is part of the fun, though, of like, not like don't throw it in your face, but like, it's one of those fun little Easter eggs type thing.
Yeah. But I'm just like, none of that shit would, like, very few WWE moves would make sense in an action movie, right? Like, I guess Rock Bottom is one of them because it's kind of just a clothesline, but your target isn't moving, right? Like, it'd be if Randy Orton was in a movie and he throws an RKO. It's like, there are very specific scenarios in an action movie where you could set that up, but it would just be, it'd be dumb otherwise.
And RKO though works though if someone's trying to run away, I feel.
Yeah.
Like there are moves that one, for example, would work.
But with Dave's moveset, he was such a power, just like power bomb, suplex, just beast of a human being. Sometimes it just doesn't feel right. Now, granted, when he had the guy in the triangle and pulls him up to then drop him on his back, which is they do that in the UFC. It's not like it's straight out of WWE. You could see the old Batista in him. Just like, he made that look a little too easy. Because he spent 10 years lifting dudes up like that.
That was a like instinct moment. That was not a he had to think.
I think for Drew McIntyre, it was a good dipping his toes into a non-WWE movie. because I don't know what he's done other than WWE movies.
I know he's done a few of those, but I do think that's it.
Yeah. Let's see. Not seeing a ton. Anyway, like, you know, for him to step out of that, because I feel like those movies, now granted, some of them are like cult classics, right? None of the WWE's movies are ever critical darlings, but they're usually just dumb action movies and people have a great time, or they're like stupid horror movies. So seeing these guys spread out, right, and do something different than what they're known for, I guess, is cool. I will say this. I know he's been mentioning it on his press tour that Dave lost weight to look better around his co-stars.
Mm-hmm.
I think he lost a little too much weight during the shooting of this, and then he's maybe put it back on for the press tour. Because his proportions just look wrong at times.
It doesn't. That is actually pretty accurate. There are times it did not look very. It just didn't look right. Almost looked not human-y.
Yeah. It's just like, dude, I know what you look like. You know, I know what he looks like on the press tour right now with his big white beard and, you know, mostly bald head. I feel like they could have done that maybe without the beard, right? Clean shaven. And he would have looked better. Also, he doesn't look as tan in the movie as he does currently on the press tour. And that was part of it too. I was like, oh, this just doesn't look right, but I'm having a good time, I guess. You know, it's hard to have a bad time in a dumb action movie. Right? Because there's usually a saving grace of action stupid, but it's fun, or the story's ridiculous, but it's fun. Borderlands didn't have that. It didn't have a redeeming quality. Like, the story was just stupid. The action was just stupid. The CG was horrendous. Right? Like, nothing worked on that movie. With this, also, I mean, what, the movie's 2 hours long?
Let's say maybe a hair more, but not much.
Oh, it's an hour 44. I feel like it could have gone longer. I feel like if this was a 2-hour movie, it would feel a little better paced. Right, I think that's the thing that the John Wick movies, at least 1 and 2, got right. The pacing on those movies works.
It doesn't stop, that's why.
You're given time to breathe, to realize what happened. With this, it's like, oh, well, there's a guy that's what's the dance fighting? I forget what the martial art's actually called. And then there's the party girls, and then there's the Korean gang, and then there's, you know, it kept constantly switching between, oh, introduce a new baddie, he kills him right away. Introduce a new baddie, kills him right away. All the while, you're trying to put in the story of, you know, an assassin that's falling for someone and wants to get out. Right? Like, it just, at times it felt like it was too rushed. And giving it an extra 10 minutes to let things breathe here and there may have made this, pacing-wise, a better movie. But yeah, that's probably my biggest complaint. Is it just felt like it was too rushed.
I think that's accurate. This definitely felt like a piece that wasn't. Yeah, they didn't think of it. I feel like they, in their head, thought they probably had longer runtime, and then got to the editing rooms. I guess. Like because yeah, I agree. Like they didn't feel like they understood. We need breather moments.
I mean, it's funny, right? Like we're talking about a movie that is 20 minutes longer than Borderlands, but feels like it's a shorter movie, right? Borderlands felt like it was 3 hours long. This just didn't. Okay, so this is his. This is the director's first directing role, but much like the John Wick movies, how they started from a stunt coordinator. This guy was a stunt coordinator on 150 previous projects,
Jesus. Okay.
including John Wick 2, Avatar: Way of the Water. Looks like the Fast and Furious franchise. He did stunts on Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yeah, I mean, this guy's clearly, and that's not the problem with Killer's Game, right? The action feels great. The stunts feel great. It's everything else around it. So,
Would you recommend it? Like that's things like I think I was going through this being like I wouldn't think practical of this at least in it's like in going to a theater. I think
yeah,
I, think
I
if
wouldn't
you're like,
recommend
I
it
don't
in
know
a
if this is
theater.
bad, but
This is a movie where you have some friends over. It's like a Friday night, Saturday night, and it's, you know, a monthly get together that y'all do. And you're like, we're going to throw a dumb movie on so we can have fun. I think this fits the bill.
I think that's very true. Also, I stick with the line of, let's be honest, he is still the best Russ Switchern actor.
Yes. Mm. Kevin Nash is pretty good.
But did he have the same?
I mean, Kevin Nash doesn't have the same kind of roles as Dave has been getting. But, I mean, he knocks his roles out of the park. Right? Like, you know, being the door guard in the first John Wick.
Mm,
You know, like, he seems to play a lot of those characters, which, granted, the dude's 6'10". Right, there's not a lot of roles where he
fits.
fits. And he just, you can't make him a serious actor
Mm,
because of that. Because he's inherently the big bad guy. There aren't enough movie roles where you need somebody that intimidating, right? Like, to be a lead.
mm-hmm.
So I think that's the problem that Kevin has, where it's something he can't fix. And you know, Cena has definitely leaned into the humor side of it, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock is the one where it's just why, right? Like, the guy keeps getting these serious roles, and I feel like he's the best example of a wrestler turned industry plant. right? Where like if somebody had his flops, he wouldn't keep getting the same thing that The Rock does. But because he has this cachet of, you know, being uber popular in wrestling, the industry is like, fuck it, we don't care. We're putting him in our movies. Great example is his new one coming out. What is it? Red One.
Right. That's actually a good example of that.
Where it's just like, dude's just had constant failures and
Like,
seems
so
like a
I
horrendous
actually
person
saw
to work with.
trailer yesterday, and or the other day, and I was thinking about it, sitting there being like, "Who is this for?" Because it's not for kids, and it's not for adults. Like, that's what I understand of like when I see
Yeah.
some of the stuff, I'm like, who is funding, and then who is the target audience in the back end?
Dude, I don't fucking know. But yeah, I mean, Dave is clearly the one putting in the most effort. At the very least, some people may say, "Oh, well, he's not the best. It's so and so." I'm willing to listen to any argument outside of Dwayne Johnson.
That's fair. Like even like I can at least hear the argument for.
Yeah.
Like whether I agree with the outcome, no, but like I
Or
can
like,
hear the argument.
I mean, I watched fucking Ricky Stenicki a couple months ago, and he's in that,
Mhm.
and it's another comedic role, but he has a blast with it. He's clearly having fun, and it works. And Dave just works, right? Like this film, I feel like could have explored a little bit more, but I'm also wondering if while they were making it, they're going, oh, well, this could potentially turn into a series. In which case, it's kind of the way that it ends doesn't make it feel like it's going to set up for a series, but everything in Hollywood has to be a series now, so. Which I will say, it's not a spoiler. It's kind of a spoiler, but it's clearly telling it. The Catholic priest talking about how his shoulder fucking hurts was genuinely, I just heard that and I kind of snort laughed. I was like, of course. Sounds exactly like a Catholic.
That was pretty good. That was actually pretty good.
But, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I think we are on the same kind of agreement here. So, I think it seems to me that we both got on the same opinion of go check it out. Not in theaters, but go check it out.
Yeah,
Also, we
check
didn't
it out
really
when it
knock
hits
on-
streaming because it's
Yeah.
gonna. This thing's gonna crush on streaming.
Also, the one I wanted to close with though, Ben Kingsley. What happened to him being a serious actor? Like, did he just at some point just hit eight and go, "I've done the good work. Now I'm gonna do the fun work," or what happened?
Oh yeah, clearly. I mean, when he was Mandarin in whatever Iron Man that was.
3.
Yeah, I think that was his just like, hey, I've been that serious actor, it's time to have fun.
And to be fair, there is something to that. I think of like, I made the work that I wanted to look back like I did that. Now, it's gonna make you money.
And his name will never be tarnished, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
he would have to drop a major stinker for people to be like, yeah, Ben Kingsley doesn't have it. Still a great actor, but just doesn't have it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, go check it out. The Killer's Game, as we learned, if you don't put the S there, you really can't find it. So,
Yeah,
But yeah.
apparently.
and hopefully it doesn't lose too much money. Who put this out?
Who put it out?
Oh god, it's Lionsgate.
Yeah.
They're screwed.
They'll get private equity and then they'll die in a few years.
According to the last earnings, they have a net negative equity.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. So, Everyone, go support your local Lionsgate film before they go away.
Or don't.
Or no. Yeah, we'll
I
see you
mean,
next time.
I'm not controlling it.